you go back, Jack, do it again. Wheels turning round and round, you go back, Jack, do it again. When she comes in the morning, and you are still dinner, and you play up into fire, it's your thing, all things, so honey, don't you go back, Jack, do it again. Hello, V.E. All I need's my love machine now. Hello, V.E. Yes, that moon this morning. Oh, nice. Not everything is nice. We gotta learn to take a little bit more time. Understanding. I mean, yes, they say it all the time. But 2 years, and even 8 years before that, so going on 10 years. 10 years. They're always saying, there are people that are just not caring enough, that are not loving enough. So I'll sing you to sleep after the loving. And let me check out McNamara first. Just kidding.
We need to stand our ground on the $5 billion. We'll scrape it together.
Hello.
Not long after that, what was it, an hour or two?
McNamara.
We're giving $5 billion to Mexico.
Okay.
For security. U.S. aims to promote better security.
We're more focused on the lights. It's winter here. It is the Wednesday, the 19th, and the moon. Yes, there it is. It's gorgeous. It's a new day. I mean, like I said yesterday, here we are. Been through the ringer. We do have a Facebook thing. We're gonna do it a little bit differently now. We want it for about 2 months. I was just trying to get it down. I'm like, just come in, load up the videos. Look, you can comment all you want on them. You can, I'll get it right on it. I was just telling Johnny, I was like, when I just first get there, I'm like, could you hold on? And he's like, keeps on giving me pictures, keeps on commenting. It might not seem like a lot, like a big distraction, but it kind of is. I'm kind of like loading stuff up, and then plus, I have the things from the prior day, I'm not really assured that it went over well, because I'm only getting a few people here, which I understand it now. I understand it perfectly. People are they're just very moody sometimes, or whatever is just their mood. You don't want to listen to the same thing over and over again. It becomes old. It becomes you learn to not like it. All right, we'll have our coffee. For instance, I'm in the morning getting ready. Got my 2 cats, in the kitchen. There's 2 cats outside I feed. The one cat, McMurph, I call him McMurph. And it is, again, midweek. I guess it was Monday or something. Yes, Monday, I made an attempt at something. But as I was saying yesterday, I don't know how clear the video came out. I gotta think of stuff like that. I gotta think of all these things. All these things. Again, there's that beautiful moon. So Lemon's on in the kitchen or whatever. All depends my mood. What do I feel is necessary to to take in a little bit. Of course, we had the Flynn. It's the Flynn, all that kind of stuff. And then there was a few good positive things that I heard this morning. For one, Clapper, James Clapper. I'll admit I'm not too fond of him, because I think, he could have did a lot better. I think he could have been more bipartisan on a lot of things. That's just my opinion. Doesn't mean you have to agree with me. But he said, I disagree with this judge. I disagree. I don't think it was treason. I don't think it was, betraying his country and all this kind of stuff. And like, like called me the other day, like he said, I can't understand why Republicans don't like start speaking out. And what? Oh, and Van Jones. Van Jones was like, I have to give Trump credit. I mean, he pushed and pushed and pushed. I believe it's going through, like what, the criminal reform or something like that. He's like really praising him. All the people that worked, it was bipartisan. It was like, this is something, they're not focusing on, they're not going to show you. I mean, being on here, like, you go see women and everything, and like they're liberal, diehard liberals, and you look at some of their posts, and it's like, or they say Trump should be in jail, he's a racist, this, that, and when I hear that stuff, in my mind, I'm thinking of the 2016 elections. I'm thinking how all these rallies and all the things that were said, it could have been handled a little bit better. It was just like, go throw the bans, go have Obama run up there and talk, a few other people just go up there, whatever, like it's a big show and all that kind of stuff. And, a lot of people did realize, like, the country is, it's far from being in, like, the great shape, like, that they were perceiving it to be. And also, like, they're saying we're on the right track. When you have the star of The Apprentice win, okay, and then, the liberal people will say, oh, yes, it's Russian collusion, That's the only reason why he won. He had a lot of targets. Russia had a lot of ads in certain states. They were discouraging people to vote. When it turned out there was no enthusiasm, it was a low turnout. Whether that affected or not, remains to be seen. And it's hypothetical. We don't really know that. We're in this day and age where we got to take polls right after you get a phone call. It's like, I don't know who I was calling the other day. I was calling someone. And the phone rang immediately. It's like, how was the service? How was this? Just want to ask you. Actually, I lied there. The phone, actually, you know what happened? This guy called me up. It was like a phone call I made. Geez. Oh, he goes, did you call, like, this company this month or something like that? I had to think about it for a while. I'm like, maybe, like, it was like the first week of December, I think. Or could have been, December. I got that right. I said maybe it was the first week of December, or maybe late October or late November. And I think about this. He's like, well, I want to ask you about it. It's like a stupid place. It's it's not an important thing. It's just a place where you pay your bill. And it's Sunday, and it's like 4:30. Sunday 4:30. We're just gonna have supper. I'm smelling the nice, veal Marcella and everything. With the potatoes and the green beans, and I'm looking at it. She's making the butter rolls and everything, and I'm like, my mom's like, who is that? And I said, I don't know. I walk in, the parlor. I'm just like, trying to like, so I'm saying to myself, why am I even like, what is this? I go, why? Anyways, we seen that guy Vic DeBerto. I think it's Vic DeBerto. He was doing a little comedy. It's the first time I see him do stand-up. I like his page, and there is this girl, Mary Lou, that sometimes comes on here in the morning. I swear to holy God, this is the God's honest truth, I thought it was one of the Mary Lou's I grew up with. And that's probably why she wasn't like commenting back. I was saying about the Fifth Ave and all that kind of stuff. I did a few videos about it because I was kind of taken back, because I like the Fifth Ave people. I can't get my cousin John on here, or a few other people like Skadja Reggies and Casals and all that kind of stuff. People I grew up with know me. Oh, we have Pat Carell, and even my next door neighbor. I can't even get my next door neighbor and his brother and stuff like that. But anyways, you gotta accept it. It is what it is. You can find the answer if you think about it. A lot of my shows, to me, if they turn like they tuned in one time, or maybe word of mouth. I was getting really bad reviews. Really bad reviews, and subject matter was pretty darn terrible. I'll have to admit that. There goes a cat. You know, some of the videos we're doing, we're talking about cats, trying to save cats. We're doing a community, all that. We had the degree and stuff like that. We did this. We thinking there would be something at the end of the rainbow. But getting back to Mary Lou, yes. If you, I don't know, Primo sounds very familiar. That's why when I say Mary Lou Primo, I said, it could be the Mary Lou I grew up with, like, you know, like from the 5th Ave. I don't know. It didn't dawn on to me until like the other day, like yesterday. I'm like, oh, her last name's Valeni. But I now it all makes sense, you know, because Phyllis and this and that, you know, and the trouble that I had, you know, the trouble I tried to get out of. You know, we even did August Moons, and like I said yesterday, we're gonna. I mean, like 2 months ago, I was telling Rod, I was like, I gotta do some videos. We gotta go up and we gotta talk to some of these people. You know, they got rid of it. Maybe sit down and film. I think, you know, once I get my foot in the door, and I know this guy knows a lot of people, I mean, it would just be a matter of, like, you know, talking to him. I mean, I hope. If not, but I don't see, I mean, you gotta go at the right time. You gotta go there, you know, Christmas. You know, maybe go in, buy, you know, a bottle of wine for somebody, pretend it's like a Christmas present. And I'll probably do it myself, because I'm not going to rely on him, because he keeps on wasting more time and more time. But he has the camera, and then I'm saying to myself, well, what if he does what they did at the 5th Ave thing, like, you know, when I sat there and did a half-hour concert, and there was no footage of it, other than a 16-second. I mean, we could have been on the map there. We could have been on the map. Things would have turned out different. I would have had more friends than I did now. There probably would have been less, you know, discrepancies and, you know, bitterness or whatever. I'm not the one trying to create it. I'm trying to love. I'm trying to figure out all this stuff. All right, so we looked at the moon. Let me collect my thoughts here and see which way we're going after this. McNamara.
I'm sure. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago...
Yes, music. Hello. We got Wasp. Blind in Texas. No, we'll be blind in Texas at 6. No, we're just kidding. So, I mean, it is the holiday season. And yeah, I was kind of pumped. I was like, because she's watching the show, I was saying to myself, well, maybe we have a chance, you know, getting a few people back again. Time for our coffee. We're not looking for much here. We're humble. You know, we realize that we're probably not ready for prime time and all that kind of stuff. Maybe we got to do a little bit more soul searching, and maybe we got to be a little bit more kind, you know, very kind. Just looking at the timer here. Whoa, we can talk. I don't want to talk too much. I know some people, you know, they don't like hearing too much noise. Sometimes it is noise. Yesterday I took a phone call too. My mom's out there vacuuming and had Savage on. My Aunt Lisa, you know, she's going in about her son's got to retire because you get a certain age at this one hospital and this and that, you know, and going on about the kids and this and that, the holidays, and saying, you know, they're getting rid of all my records over there. And I didn't get nothing. So in case, you know, any Montellos or anybody are listening in, no, we got nothing. You got a turntable that doesn't work. But other than that, I mean, it's like that with my other relatives too, you know. They have so much stuff, you know, just throw it out. I'm sitting here trying to do a show, trying to, you know, mend things, trying to get things back together. I mean, for a whole 3 months, we did August Moons, because, you know, I had all these kinds of spats, and I got rid of Dada. Is that how you say his name? Dada? And a lot of other people. And it was just like this thing, like, I mean, you just can never get, like, it's just snowballing. You just never, I mean, so you just gotta let it be. You gotta let it be, and you gotta leave it up to the people. I mean, because I was like searching, there's gotta be like a few people that can talk to some of these people. Or maybe they just don't like me. I just don't understand how they can just come over. Again, they can't get humdrum. I understand that. You're not going to listen every day. So when I'm watching the news and everything, trying to get a little bit of news, I keep on hearing this commercial. It's like, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? You know, it's alright. It's a good song and everything. It's from Amazon. But I don't know. They make it like, you know, you don't want to hear it anymore. I mean, when I first heard it, I liked it. You know, rubbed off on me, and, you know, during the day. Or sometimes I would wake up in the morning and I was like, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? You know? Wild Child. You're with the Nightmare. And Twinkles McNamara. And sports. Weather. Beer.